The young Mennonite couple, as they were heading back to the barn, there was a huge flash of lightning and thunder rolled, and they could tell the wind was picking up. This storm was coming. There was no escaping it. It was coming. It was coming faster than they thought. But they went inside. People inside, they heard the thunder and saw the lightning, but they didn't realize it was a pretty big storm coming. But anyway, right away, Rachel went over to Elaine and made the invitation. She explained that their church, or their fellowship is what they called it. They didn't really call it a church. Their fellowship would really make her welcome. And she explained about wearing a long dress, and and if she'd bring a scarf. They like to have women with their heads covered. And so to Elaine, that was no problem. She had a dress. Remember that white dress that she wore? It's the only dress really she had, but she figured that'll work. And she accepted right away, and was thinking, boy, she was looking forward to that. And Elaine told her how to get there, and so that was taken care of. Now talk was still going on about the scroll, the list of words there, and once again there was an inspiration coming from the schoolmarm, Gladys again. She said, I can put three words together: uh, tolerance. Uh, there's more than one. you could build tolerance. That's true. And if you were building, most of our talk is about building something. You could build something with a certain amount of tolerance in the building. I think and in Duke's head, Duke O'Bore's Lud's head, he's going, oh God, Jesus Christ, here we go again. As Gladys was saying, people can be tolerant for other religions. There's all kinds of tolerance, but there is also that tolerance in machinery and building. He was surprised he knew. And so she said you could build something with that's on the list, 1 inch tolerance. And at that point, Duke spoke up. He wasn't going to say what was in his mind. But he says, that's too much tolerance. You can't have even if you're building in wood, 1 inch, that's too much. But quarters on there. See, he was sharp. He saw that list, quarters on there. Now you could build something with 1/4 inch tolerance. There's 4 of the words, and it could be out of wood, and they were all impressed. That was pretty good. And somebody suggested, I think I told you already, that they thought they ought to start putting words together and Google them. On they wouldn't have to do that now. Somebody else said we ought to also make a list of the words that we haven't got any place for yet. Words like pump, key. What's that doing there? School. You could build a school. That's true. Pergola. You could build a pergola. That's true. But what else was on there? Simple. We don't know why that's there. I don't have the list, but I could tell you. But there weren't very many. They were coming up with a place for almost all those words. And they were saying, well, let's take a look at the material, and Edgy got the bags out, those plastic bags out. Well, some of them they were going to have to look at that close, and some of them were getting a little bit interested in they wanted to go back and talk to Barbara some more about that book Islandia, and that would have been Andy and Austin, who was wanting to write a sequel to it, and Edgy, he went over there too because he was interested, and they were going to start to talk a little bit. Now outside, Freundin, remember her, the horse? She was getting worked up, and it wasn't the thunder and lightning. She was outside a lot. She'd seen lots of thunderstorms and thunder and lightning, but she started to whinny, and she started to paw the ground. and jump around a little bit. It was unlike her. Something was upsetting her. And what it was she saw down where the lane turned off the road, she was looking at a pair of headlights that were coming up that lane. And they weren't coming like, lots of cars had come and gone, but these headlights were coming real slow. And it was just different. It was getting her worked up, and she was watching that. Of course, the thunder and lightning was going on too. Well, as it got closer, Freundin didn't have all. She just figured out something's different. Something's not right here. I mean, as it got closer, though, a human could explain that what she was seeing was a pair of headlights on a pickup truck, a really big pickup truck. And by going slow like that, it wasn't, the engine wasn't loud. It was coming in almost at idle speed. And after a while, as it got closer, those headlights got dimmed, and then they went right down to parking lights, running lights, as it came in and parked. Well, Freundin was jumping around. This was just different. Well, out of that pickup truck climbed a man, a big man, and he started to walk over toward the barn. Crashes of thunder and lightning and stuff, and they would have heard her inside. Probably would. Especially Jacob. He would have heard Freundin if it hadn't been for all that noise. And the rain was just beginning to start, and the wind was starting to blow too. And just inside, just as they were starting to look at this material and stuff, all of a sudden there was a huge crash of lightning, accompanied by thunder, and a gust of wind hit that barn, and that was right from the southwest, and that was right when, you guessed it, he opened the door, and there stood Big Bubba.